Good evening. We'll call our meeting to order. We'll have an invocation by Pastor Wigley, followed by pledge of allegiance by Commissioner Kelly.
Tonight, first and foremost, giving you praise for who you are. Father, we just ask that you would bless these proceedings, this meeting tonight, Father, that you would grant those in leadership, Father, your mercy, your grace, your wisdom, and your discernment. And again, we praise you and thank you for who you are. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Please stand.
Next is the adoption of the agenda.
Chairman, I make the motion that we adopt the agenda that Adam handed out tonight with corrections that was in it.
I second.
Motion made by Commissioner Nix, second by Commissioner Kelly. All in favor? Unanimous, Adam. Next is the approval of the minutes of the meetings for August 4th, 7th, 12th, 19th, and 21st of 2025.
Chairman, I make the motion that we approve the minutes for August 4th, 7th, 12th, 19th, and 21st of 2025.
I second.
Motion made by Commissioner Nix, second by Commissioner Kelly. All in favor? Unanimous, Adam. Next is the bid award for Ritz Avenue Extension Project.
Commissioners, we got bids received. On your bid sheet, you can see Sykes Brothers was the low bid at $1,495,125.50. Austin, you want to fill us in on where we're at?
Yeah, so we received 7 bids for that project. And myself and Ron have both reviewed those, and both of us agree that recommending Sykes Bros for that bid project.
I'll just note that the budget is $1 million on that project. We're going to look at value engineering it to get it into that scope.
Correct. We will reduce the scope. There is a northern leg that goes up past the intersection, coming off the road, coming off the Haddon Pond to where it intersects with Ritz. We will not do that at that time to get the project within scope of the budget.
Austin, I asked you in the Finance Committee meeting the other day, but is there any new developments on the water and sewage before we do this? And if we do, is it going to have an impact on anything we do?
It shouldn't have an impact. As far as any new developments, there have not been any. The authority is prepared to have a meeting with them. We asked for one over 2 weeks ago with no response, but we are prepared to have that meeting and offer a potential resolution if they're willing to hear us.
Thank you.
Now, what he was asking is, are they going to tear the road up when they do this?
No, it will be in the right of way.
Okay. So, well, y'all gonna bring us back when you got a price, Adam?
I mean, I would recommend going with the low bid, and then we'll value engineer it and bring you back a contract to that effect.
I make the motion we accept Sykes Brothers for the extension.
I second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Nix, second by Commissioner Brazel. All in favor? Unanimous.
Thank you.
Next is the bid award for the uniform contract.
I think Josh will come down and make a recommendation, but UniFirst was the low bid, and they are our current provider.
We recommend going back with UniFirst. They give us a good service, good price. We're good with UniFirst.
And they're in budget.
I make a motion that we award the bid to Universe on the uniform contract.
I'll second. Motion made by Commissioner Brazel, second by Commissioner Lively. All in favor? It's unanimous.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Next is the bid award for consulting services for radio system upgrade. I think there was some talk about tabling that.
Yeah, so we've had RFPs come back, and Lacey's still reviewing some of the details of those particular vendors, so we'd like to table that till next month.
That one not even on my list.
Seven.
Okay, you didn't list it on here?
Oh, yeah, no,
Okay.
no,
I'm good with tabling, y'all.
All right. Next is a bid award for exterior painting for EMA Station 2, 3, 6, 7, 10, and 11.
So if y'all recall, we had just put out a bid last month, and Titan came in as the low bid on that project, did a very good job on, Chief, you can speak to that effect. However, we rebid it, had some money left over, we're gonna consider doing these stations. I know Josh's recommendation was to go with the low bid, which was about a $2,700 savings over our previous low bid.
Right, that saves about $600 per station to go with low bid, which is my recommendation.
Josh says, I mean, had good references, we've never dealt with them, however, we have no reservations not to go with them. And they can get the work done before the end of the fiscal year.
It ended up to being, excuse me, it ended up to being about 10,000 per station, which is
Ish,
fairly
roughly, yes,
reasonable.
sir.
I make a motion, we bid the award of True Blue Services, we award the bid to True Blue Services.
I second.
Motion made by Commissioner Lively, second by Commissioner Kelly. All in favor? It's unanimous.
Thank you, Chief.
Next is the second reading of ordinance 25-02, amending speed zone regulations. We had the first reading last month. I had one change I wanted to make, which was adding 45 miles per hour for the whole length of 4 Points Road from Story Mill to Old Waynesboro. It's 45 in some of it, but down there where the heavy houses are, it turns back to 55. So I've had several calls asking if we could reduce that and just make it 45 on the whole road. So I'd like to, that'd be my suggestion on that. Also, I had a call about reducing the speed on Highway 56 North from the red light to Timberwood Drive. It's 55 right across from Ashton Village, right there where it bottlenecks down in front of Reeves Custom Coaches, the church, and now they're building a Dollar General there. It is a state highway. We have reached out to DOT. Our attorney said that we can't make no decisions on the state highway. So I'd just like to have it on record that if we hear back from DOT and they're willing to change it to 45, we can come back and
But again, we're
Revisit.
talking 20% more than what it already is. I mean, I agree with you stretching it out, but once you cross the bypass, it's already 45 up to almost Reeves, correct?
no, it's 55 right there.
No, it's 45.
Well, it's 55
It's
at
45 from the
Ashton
bypass.
Village.
It's 45 from the bypass all the way till it merges.
No,
Then it turns
not
55.
quite. I don't
Well,
mean to,
it's-
I didn't
it's
mean,
close.
it's only a small change is all I'm saying.
Right.
So
Like
I agree
200
with you.
feet.
Yeah,
right.
I agree. If they
Yeah,
say it's
from there-
fine, I'm
from-
good with it.
From there to the,
But that's a state decision, right?
that's correct. That's correct. But I just wanted on record that we addressed it and we have reached out to the state and they are looking into it and will let us know their decision. And if we can get it changed, we'll readdress it in our ordinance. Is
And-
that correct?
Mr. Chairman, attempting to gather where the state might be, I suggest that in addition to the changes you've made to the motion, I have some language that could be used in the event that the state does lower that section to 45. It would go into effect. Your local ordinance would mirror if they make that change, but it wouldn't happen until they do that, and that would avoid you guys having to do 2 readings through again. So I take discussion on the other items that you wanted to change, and then I'll have a motion if that's the way the body wants to move.
I got one other thing, is the new bypass. I know Ms. Terry had an objection to it going to 55, but it just seems to be that everything else is on the bypass is 55, so if there's no objections, I'd like to go to 55 there. I mean, I use it 4 or 5 times a day, and it's hard to stay at 45 miles an hour.
And
Yeah,
there-
I'm
there's
still
no
against-
homes on there neither, are there?
Yeah, but I'm still against that because of that uncertainty of that 4-way. It should be, but it's not. It's just a 2-way stop. People are still used to just running through.
Okay.
So I'm still objecting.
Well, I withdraw then.
Was there any other, the changes were school zone, which was 45 miles an hour from 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. and from 2:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. on school days only. All other state highways to be zone 55. Gresham Road from State Route 121 for the distance of .0 or 0.9 miles to be 45. Neely Circle from State Route 24 to State Route 24 to be zone 35 miles an hour. Berg Dog Way, 45 miles an hour. All other county roads not listed was 55, and like I said, the other change was 4 points would be 45 miles an hour from Story Mill to Old Waynesboro Road. That's the second reading. Is there a motion to approve that?
And Mr. Chairman, with respect to the area on Highway 56 from the bypass to Timberwoods Drive, the motion, if you move forward, would be to adopt the speed zones with the amendments from the chair and with speed limit on Highway 56 from bypass to Timberwoods Drive to be set at 55 miles per hour unless and until GDOT lowers the same to 45 miles per hour.
Okay, so it's my understanding from the bypass to where it bottlenecks down is already 45 and it changes from 55. So it wouldn't be 55 from the bypass there right now.
Yeah, for the motion, you'll need to identify that section. So you could, and I'll get with staff to make sure the motion reads, but it would be at any area in which it's currently 55 would remain
55.
55
Okay.
and go down to 45 in the event GDOT lowers it anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. I make a motion that we adopt the speed zone regulations with the amending that if the state lowers the speed limit to 45, that we lower it to 45 on Highway 56, and we make the changes to 4 Points Road from Story Mill to Old Waynesboro Road.
I'll second what both of those guys said.
Motion made by Commissioner Braswell, second by Commissioner Lively. All in favor? It's unanimous. Next is the first reading of Ordinance 25-03, amending Land Development Code, re-membership of Planning Commission and Administration.
So, as y'all are aware, we're kind of in the process of looking at amending the Land Development Code for membership, planning, and administration. Have you got any leeway on that, or Scott? Is he here?
So essentially, the proposed changes would be to clarify that the building official is under the purview of the county manager, which was really just a cleanup from when y'all established the county manager's role a couple of years ago. It was an outlier that the building official still directly went to the Board of Commissioners. So we're just clarifying that he's a part of the personnel system, whoever's in that role. And then the second part of this ordinance would be a change to the way in which you appoint your members. Prior to the change, or currently, it is a per-district allotment to the board. The issue is that your voting districts change. And so you get certain members who are in service that, because of reapportionment or census, all of a sudden they no longer are in the voting district. So instead, it would go to an at-large system. Under your ordinances, this would be the first reading, and you would also need to receive comment from your planning commission, which is set to hear at September 23rd. And following that comment, it would come back to this body for a final vote at your October meeting for your second reading.
So if the voting district did change, one person now lives across the street, they are able, if all of us say, okay, they are able to still serve in that district.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a motion on the first reading?
Do we make a motion on the first reading, or we just have the first reading?
I'm not sure what y'all's customs are. I know if Merv was here, he'd tell us, but if you haven't, I don't,
I'll make a motion that we approve it, but the
generally,
actual approval-
Commissioner, I like a motion on the first reading, because if you don't move forward with it, then why would we waste the time of bringing it up a second time? So I prefer a reverse motion, but not everybody does that.
I so move.
Thank you.
I second.
Motion made by Commissioner Nix, second by Commissioner Kelly. All in favor? It's unanimous. Next is the adoption of updated personnel policy.
All right. So for the past betterment of the year, I'd say we've been tasked with trying to update the personnel policy. We've had quite a few meetings on this. We've provided y'all a copy of the updated policy. It's very different than the last. However, a lot of the substance is the same. Some of the major updates to the policy really bring into essentially the effects of kind of just restructure the whole handbook. We've got policies that kind of impact the employees the most, move towards the front. Just a lot of updated just language on Narcan policies, a lot of legal just jargon in particular. Just try to make it easier for the employees to understand, addressed at-will employment, American with Disabilities Acts, immigration laws, inclement weather, infectious disease, smoking, vaping around facilities, all things that were generally addressed in the old policy but needed a little bit of revision or kind of modernization. Standards of conduct, one small thing was on department heads, especially our emergency services departments having a little bit more authority to maybe discipline employees who are, having minor offenses from suspension and things like that. So nothing major there. I'd say the biggest change that has been kind of, I think from my understanding, Michael, or ever, just been years of trying to address it would be the way employees essentially carry over vacation time. So unused vacation time now can be carried over, and they can cash in up to half of those hours and to receive a check once a year. So the new policy would in turn cap that at essentially a 1 week cap, which is very fair. There will be, a little bit of concern on it. We do have employees that you could really build up time if you've been here a while. That could cash in 100 hours of vacation time that now may only be able to cash in 40 or 60, depending on how their hours are scheduled. So if you're a 40-hour employee, you'd obviously be capped at 40. If you're, say you work at the EMA state, EMA would be a 60-hour maximum cap. So again, an employee who may have cashed in 100 hours once a year in the past could have some, could get that cut in half. The benefit and the whole reason of this is to allow and to encourage our employees to take time off. To incentivize them to work more, I don't necessarily support. I think this is a good thing overall. It encourages, especially dealing with public safety. We need these guys to take a break. And as you see it, we may have, a pretty good list. I'd say 20, 30 employees that may cash in a really excessive amount over time. I just encourage those people to take time off, be with their family, and take a time away from this place. And
But there's no limit on how much they can build up.
So it is, I believe it is,
So are you saying they can only take
can
1
still build it
week
up.
per year?
No, only cash it in.
they can only
they can only
cash it in. Yeah,
We're
this
not
has nothing
taking,
to
there's
do.
no time
The
taken
way-
away.
That's correct. The way you earn it's different. The maximum, I can't recall, is maybe 1/8.
You can carry over 120 hours for a 40-hour employee such as myself, or 180 for an employee such as Chief Matthews or Sheriff's Office personnel.
So you can't go beyond in the bank of 180 hours?
During
Yep.
the year you can, but you cannot carry it over on December 31st.
Okay.
So you might get up to 240 and then you've
So
got
4
to
weeks is basically, or, yeah, or,
3
6
weeks you can carry over.
yeah.
And so you could carry over a significant amount and then begin to build, obviously on day one. And then if you don't take any time off, at the end you could have a pretty substantial amount. In my opinion, it's a loophole that I don't think was ever intended, but it's something that I personally think y'all should address and just, I think this is more than fair as presented, but I just wanted y'all to be aware it's probably the major change, in my opinion, of the personnel policy.
So if you've been here a long time, you know, you can get 3 weeks. So you could cash in a week and still have 2 weeks vacation. But we have some employees that generally can earn 3 weeks and they cash in 2.5 or all the 3 weeks, you know. So I think this is an encouragement to try to take your time off and get a reboot and move forward.
I would also add, budgetarily, it is hard to plan for that as a department head. I mean, if you have employees that, just again, a lot of time happens during Christmas time, or, you know, if you want a big check or something, again, you can only do this once a year. It's hard to manage some of these larger departments when it comes down to that, so.
I've always had the question, and is there any clarification of comp time?
So there is actually a section on there, it's very, you're welcome to read it, but it's.
Has that been changed, I guess is my question?
Well, the old policy didn't, I don't believe it was addressed at all. And so we did just put a statement in here, so on page 18. Comp time is defined as hours worked without additional compensation in excess of 40 hours for exempt and non-exempt employees that have a deviated work schedule or on an occasional irregular overtime schedule. Employees that are required to use their comp time within 30 days or they'll lose the accrued comp time. Comp time must be used by the employee and will not be paid out. There are scenarios, and the whole idea there is the irregular schedule. You don't want an employee, this should be very rare occurrence. Once a year, twice a year, there may be an event, there may be something that needs to build up, you need to get it within 30 days. So this does address something to that effect.
But that's for hourly employees, correct?
Generally, right.
It should,
A
yeah.
department head can build up comp time and use it, but we still want them to use it within 30 days.
So a salaried employee doesn't earn comp time? Because that
No,
was the
sir.
question we had a few months back. In my world, that's not how it works. You don't,
You wouldn't earn any comp time. Now, I think the county manager would generally say, you know, if a department had to go out, you know, in the middle of the night to do something or
For
whatever,
sure.
they say, hey, come in, you know, leave it lunch on Friday or whatever.
Absolutely.
But that's,
But certainly no banking of that matter, no,
Right.
exactly, no policy to that effect.
yes, sir.
thank you.
Correct, that's right.
And as far as the number of personnel that cashed in more than that 40 to 60 hour range, depending on where you are, we're talking about less than 10% of the workforce. So that would not be a major factor.
And it looks like this policy, the intention for the comp time for accrual for non-exempt employees would probably never happen because y'all are going to pay out overtime pay. So it should be confined to just that 30-day period.
Yeah, we generally encourage to go ahead and pay overtime for an hourly employee, unless it's just something very, very strange. That just keeps us in the Fair Labor Standards Act, good graces.
I make the motion that we adopt the updated personnel policy as stated.
I'll second.
Motion made by Commissioner Nix, second by Commissioner Lively. All in favor? It's unanimous. Next is the approval of a resolution regarding the Vogel Parkway alignment.
Thank you, Mike.
So, as you're aware, part of your T-Splosh project was to bring a new alignment out of they call it Vogel Parkway. So obviously you have a resolution in there to that effect. We met recently, decided on the track itself. This was what GDOT has asked us to adopt as far as the proposed alignment. In short, it uses Ebenezer Church, Jack DeLagle, Thompson Bridge, all the way to State Route 24 to connect Plant Vogel to the city of Waynesboro is the idea behind it. If you guys have any discussions, but it's just the adoption of this resolution.
I make a motion we adopt the aforementioned resolution on the route of the Parkwood.
I'll second.
Motion made by Commissioner Nix, second by Commissioner Lively. All in favor? Next is approval of hazard mitigation plan and resolution.
So I did put out an updated resolution separate from your package. It's pretty much the same. I just put it in the format of the county's ordinances. Chief, if you just want to give a brief overview on any updates, a lot of jargon and just,
Right, and really what those
FEMA
are
mostly.
those are chapters and verses, paragraphs, whatever, of the hazard mitigation plan that has been updated to meet the current FEMA regulations. That's all that we've changed, is to bring it into current compliance with FEMA regulations. And as you all know, new president means new FEMA leadership. New FEMA leadership means new regulations. They add some, they take some away. And this plan gets updated every 5 years with that in mind. So all we've done with this is to update the wording and update the plan to meet current FEMA regulations.
and I would just quickly add, we did, obviously a 5-year update. We receive I believe an $18,000 grant through FEMA, and we contract with the regional commission. Who'd you work with on this?
Mike Kimball.
Kimball, so that's 100% reimbursable through that FEMA grant, so.
I'll make a motion, we approve the hazard mitigation plan and resolution.
I second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Lively, second by Commissioner Braswell. All in favor? Unanimous.
Thank you, Chief.
Next is authorization of application and resolution for the transit FTA grant.
So this particular grant is dealing with, I believe, fiscal year '27 for the transit program. Obviously, on the number 14 tab, if you look at the cost, $651,000. So this is essentially just authorizing us to apply for the grant for fiscal year 2027. If you want to, obviously, continue transit, I'd recommend applying for the grant.
I move that we authorize the application and resolution for the transit FTA grant.
And Chairman, I second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Kelly, second by Commissioner Nix. All in favor? Unanimous. Next is approval of settlement participation in the opioid pandemic.
I actually thought we approved this last year.
So Commissioner, this is a new round.
Okay.
Every time a different drug manufacturer settles out a case, we basically opt into the same system with the attorneys involved, and it allows them to go after your same claim. So basically, it's a new pot. Sandoz is the most recent entity that has reached a settlement with the federal government. And again, this is where they put a bunch of money into an account, and on behalf of the county, the attorneys make a claim for those funds that then get distributed back to the county. I'm not exactly sure of how much y'all have made so far, but I know this has been a more effective attempt at getting funding back for the opioid crisis than some of the previous class action lawsuits that the county participated in well before our time. So I would certainly suggest that you continue to opt into it.
And Michael may know that number, but I don't believe we spent any of it at this point. Maybe some Narcan or something very small, but, so we still have that pot of money from the original settlement. We were surprised to get anything the first round, so I have no issues continuing to participate if y'all feel obligated to.
So this is for the entire state of Georgia, or United States, or how are we?
So the fund is for the entire United States. I can't tell you the exact number that Sandoz has set aside, but it is in the billions of dollars. And there is federal litigation that throughout the entire throughout the entire country related to the collection for these. The federal courts and the pharmaceutical companies agreed to allow counties to be the entity that makes the request. Sometimes on these big settlements, it'll be individual states, and then the Attorney General would distribute the funds, or sometimes it would be some other smaller entity. This one's counties, so that's why we're asked to make the claim.
And our share was very minimally thousands, not the billions overall. So.
Yeah, my share was almost minimum wage, pretty close, but so.
He says so.
Okay, I move that we approve a settlement participation for all of these drugs listed below.
I second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Kelly, second by Commissioner Braswell. All in favor? It's unanimous. Next is request to advertise and fill mechanic 2 position.
So this is dealing with the vehicle maintenance shop. I believe Dale was under the weather today, so Josh may give a recommendation. I believe this is to fill a vacancy from Casey Burke, who moved over to the road department.
That's right. Mr. Dale's recovering after some surgery, so he's just asking to advertise and fill the mechanic 2 position that's available since Casey left and moved to the road department.
So this was dealing with heavy equipment maintenance. And obviously went to the road department as an operator and kind of a maintenance guy out in the field particularly, but this is a position we've asked and feel the need to fill.
Chairman, I make the motion that we authorize the advertising and filling mechanic 2.
I second.
Motion made by Commissioner Nick, second by Commissioner Kelly. All in favor?
Thank
It's unanimous. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Next is request to advertise and fill facility maintenance director.
As y'all are aware, Josh Daly has tendered his resignation, I believe, effective on the 25th. So we received this last week. Sure gonna miss Josh, enjoyed working with him, but, so I would ask to fill this vacancy. We haven't had much time to discuss any other option. So I think Merv just threw it on here as an attempt to keep things moving and try to get someone there. So if y'all have any suggestions, feel free to talk about it, but I would recommend to fill that position.
Is it the possibility that he may move, like we talked about, split the departments from IT to facility maintenance? Maybe put them in 2 separate positions, or are we gonna leave it all as one, or?
I don't think we got it budgeted for that.
Yeah, there's currently not funds to really, we are separating them from a budgetary just to be able to track it, but right now, my gut would be as we get into the broadband business, as that ring becomes, finalized, I think we're about 88% complete, we're going to have to look at an employee to handle that too. And I think I would look at IT and just their structure as maybe part of that bigger picture of that broadband network's gonna be a big pill. So I just think that's maybe part of that conversation, but for right now, I'll be glad to help. I think we all talked the other day, I'll be glad to help their department in the interim as we fill this, or if we fill it. Obviously, even when Josh got the job, not typically do you have a lot of facility maintenance people who have expertise in IT, and I think Josh would tell you the same thing. It was something he had to learn. So until we really get the pool of applicants, I don't have a great suggestion on what, we may be able to manage that a little bit that way. If not, I'll be more than happy to help them and manage the best we can just internally, until maybe we have that discussion about broadband, so.
But right now, we need to advertise and fill this position.
I agree. And I know Josh did have a new position in there too that we're currently looking at filling. He did not want to advertise and fill it, obviously, given that he's resigning, and so we're gonna try to work together to advertise that one as more like a facilities foreman too. And so maybe the whole discussion, the pool of applicants, we may have some other idea come up in the process, but this is all pretty new, and until we really interview some people, then we may give a better suggestion. But I think we have a lot of facilities. Even when you talk about IT, I can't remember how many built, 35, 32. I mean, it's a pile of things to maintain. Y'all are well aware.
I'll make a motion that we advertise to fill the vacancy of the maintenance director.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Braswell, second by Commissioner Nix. All in favor? It's unanimous. Next is filling the expiring term of the hospital authority. Dr. Joe Jackson Jr.'s term is up. I've spoken with Dr. Jackson. He said he's willing to stay on there and serve on the hospital authority.
I'll
So-
make the motion, Mr. Chairman, to reappoint Joe Jackson.
I second.
Motion made by Commissioner Nick, second by Commissioner Kelly. All in favor? Unanimous. Next is filling expired terms on Development Authority.
All right, Mr. Chairman, I'll break this one up in two motions. The first motion is to reappoint John Jackson and Lindsay Gentry.
So that's the
Well, I'm gonna do
motion.
the second one after we did the first one.
Okay, I'll second that.
Motion made by Commissioner Nick, second by Commissioner Braswell to reappoint John Jackson and Lindsay Gentry. All in favor? It's unanimous.
All right, the second motion is to appoint Lisa Hopper in place of Suzanne Sharkey and William Mizell in place of Barrett Wimberly.
Okay, now I have a point of discussion before we move on. Concerning Barrett Wimberly, I spoke with Lindsay Gentry, who is the chair of the Development Authority of Burke County. She wants Barrett Wimberly to remain, and one of her points for him remaining is that he is with the existing industry, and he's offering a unique perspective. And he is one of those companies, on the bypass. So he would be the only person of the ones that have been appointed thus far that has this current existing industry perspective and conversation and input with the companies that he works for and the companies that are out there on the bypass. So do you want to break up that motion?
I'll second Commissioner Nix's motion.
Okay, motion made by Commissioner Nick, second by Commissioner Lively to replace Barrett Wimberly with William Mizell and to replace Suzanne Sharkey with Lisa Hopper. All in favor? All opposed? Next is filling expired terms on the Planning Commission.
We'll need to do these one at a time.
Currently have Lee Webster, Jason Blackburn, and Miss Carolyn Heath's term is up.
We need to break that up in three different motions, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to make a motion that I replace Lee Webster with Mr. Paul Baker.
I'll second that motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Brazel, second by Commissioner Lively to replace Lee Webster with Paul Baker. All in favor?
All right, I'll get the next one. For District 4, I'd like to appoint Jody Ellison to take Carolyn Heath's place. Now, Carolyn and Lee have both served on this board since it was started in like 2002 or 3. So they have been on there a good long while, and they've done great service for the county.
I'd like to second that motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Nix, second by Commissioner Brazel to replace Miss Carolyn Heath with Jody Ellison. All in favor?
Now, we need to table the other one until the second reading of the ordinance.
That is correct, yes.
Now, this takes effect October 1st, by the way. These terms run through until October 1st.
All right, next is budget amendment for
Did we
Augusta.
We didn't vote on that, right?
We need to table it, or we need to?
Oh, no,
We
Jason,
tabled it.
Yeah.
we're tabling that
Yeah,
one, okay.
we're tabling that one.
But the reason is because the ordinance hadn't officially changed yet.
That's correct. Yeah, Jason's willing to he wants to stay on there.
Yeah, now, in the matter of some cleanup on this item, Under the library board, there's some of these people listed that expired in 23, 22, 23.
I believe, again, that is a MERV list, but I believe they, either he doesn't update it based on something.
Okay.
I asked about that the other day actually too, but he had a quirk of why he does it that way, but
I'm good.
yeah, just,
I didn't know
I
if
asked the
it was
same
noted.
exact question. They may have been reappointed, he just didn't update the terms, but we're not responsible for appointing them, they are, so he doesn't update
Okay,
it like that,
that's
so,
it.
but it's a good catch.
All right, next is budget amendment for the Augusta Judicial Circuit.
Yeah, so we generally try to estimate what these costs are going to be. Obviously, it's a very large budget, in the Augusta Circuit. We're charged 10%, so that's a little difficult for me to project. So this year, I'm short on public defender by 65,000, I think, and then district attorney by 32.5. So I'm recommending that we take that out of contingency. Had to do the same thing last year, but we had enough in between the three budgets. I don't have the other one listed here. The judges
This will finish us till September 30th.
finish up till September 30th.
Okay, did we need to make an adjustment on next year's budget based on the numbers you have?
I hope we're okay.
Okay.
I hope we're okay. I can't say for sure because we have limited, we have no control over it and then very limited input, unfortunately, so.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion we approve the budget amendment on the, district attorney.
I second.
Motion made by Commissioner Nick, second by Commissioner Kelly. All in favor? Unanimous.
Thank you.
Next is, information and reports.
You wanna go ahead and while you're there, you got anything to add,
Sure,
Michael?
while I'm here, I just wanted to mention that the budget adoption meeting, we had to move to September the 18th at 6 o'clock. So that'll be a week from Thursday at 6 o'clock for the budget adoption.
Yeah, budget adoption was originally scheduled for Monday, I believe, at 5, and had an issue with the paper running the article, so just got it in hopefully tomorrow's paper, and so it'll run, so obviously, gotta wait 7 days, we're gonna do it Thursday after court. That's about 7 p.m., so. Ron?
What time, 7?
7, correct. 7.
That's on the 18th, right?
Thursday,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry, you're correct.
Is it
6
7
o'clock.
or 6?
6 for the budget.
Correct, 7 this week, sorry.
All right, good evening. As you know, we've finished up Persimmon and Nelson finally, and we're fixing to move to Cobb Road. We started moving it, and we started striping. We got our paint in, so we started striping the roads today. So, and we have, I talked with Comcast and getting together on the cost of what they got to pay for all the repairs that they cut through our cross drains and stuff like that. We have, getting all that together, what they have to pay for the repairs.
So are we looking at doing that work ourselves and
Yes,
then
'cause
reimbursing?
What they have done, they was gonna replace the pipe themselves, and it was not up to code what the county wants and that I want, so you just, they.
Was that a multiple location or just one place?
Yes, sir, so we up to 12, wasn't it? Yeah, we up to 12.
Did they cut through when they put
Yes, sir.
in?
That's that, what we know of.
Did they let you know about it when they
No,
did
sir.
it?
And the pipes that they stick, the casings that they leave sticking up in the road, that ain't gonna happen no more anyway, so. And also, they gotta, where they bored across the road, they gonna have to pay for the asphalt and everything for us to fix those too, the speed bumps they left in the road. So, where the boring machine came up and pushed the asphalt up.
Well, I want to thank you,
It's gonna be,
I want to thank y'all for getting the basketball courts ready
yes,
to be paved,
Yep.
and also going out on Seven Oaks Road and trying to address that issue with the water on the side of the road.
yeah,
It's,
we reopened that today.
yeah, that's going to be a big help. Thank you.
You fighting beavers now? You fighting beavers now?
We're going to have to come up with, somebody to trap them, because we're gonna run into trouble there. And Thompson Bridge Road, we have a problem there. They're already burying up on the road, and as soon as we bust a dam, they'll start coming out from under the road. They're under the road.
Have you been able to get the pipe out of the Seven Oaks? Culvert pipe?
Yeah, not yet, but
Okay, yeah, I know you are. I just didn't know if you did that today, were able to get that yet or not.
we're gonna get it out.
That's pretty good sized pipe too, isn't it?
Multiple pipes.
I can't answer that.
Ron, I'd like to thank you and your staff for diligently working through District 2's roads. We were on the list for a long, long time, and you came along and took charge, and we're glad, and the residents in the community are glad. Thank you.
I enjoy and I love my job and the people I work with. I got a great second in command, Josh Quick. He's a great guy. So,
Thank you.
thank you.
I want to thank y'all too for looking at all these intersections too, and making sure they're trimmed back and all. I know we had a couple of calls on several, and y'all jumped right on it, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Who else we got? Scott, you got anything?
Yeah.
Where'd Chief go? Chief gone?
Yeah, Chief left.
Chief, Austin good.
You got anything, Austin? You got anything?
I would add on, so Middle Ground Road, I know we didn't receive any bids on the culvert pipes. We're working on extending that bid and trying to, address that concern too. So obviously that's a very frustrating point. The idea is to get some money back from FEMA to help us, and that's a heck of a process, but we're working through those hurdles, looking at an $8 to $1 million project. And
But the project and the process is we don't have to continue to do this. This has been replacement. This will hopefully be an upgrade, so we don't have to continue
so that's
to
part of
replace pipe.
That's part of the fight. Obviously, they'll want to put back what was there, or even sometimes less, and you try to argue with, all right, well, let's go ahead and fix it right this time. And so that's part of the dance. And so they were there. We just got to try to get some bids, make sure, maybe some questions that weren't clarified in the bid. Maybe we have obviously a third party handling that. So we're working through it.
So we're gonna relet the bid, basically.
So I'm waiting to hear back a little bit, but I believe we were just gonna extend the bid and hopefully,
Okay.
and not, obviously you got a bid for 30 days. So we're looking at maybe by the next meeting should have hopefully competitive bids in and for Finance Committee to review. That's the goal.
All right, on a sign-up sheet, we've got Ms. Ruby Carter. Good afternoon, Ms. Ruby.
You all know where I'm coming from.
Irrigation on the dirt road.
So take your shoes off and relax.
5 minutes.
Everybody take this for love. Caring for where I live. Good evening. My name for the ones who don't know me is Ruby L. Carter, better known as Sally. Let me say this. I'm not gonna stir the pot too long tonight, just long enough to make sure it's well done. I stand before you tonight as a very concerned citizen of Burke County, Georgia, out of the wonderful address of Girard, Georgia. It's many things that we need to have the discussion about and come to common grounds of agreement about, and this one is either a life or death conversation. I'm asking each of you, the Burke County Road Department, all of our Burke County commissioners, as well as our Burke County administrator, who you're standing in the spot, or you're elected now, I don't know, but welcome to the family, and our Burke County attorney. Let me add this little nugget right here. It may not be law or a requirement, well, it should be. When is the last time you all collectively toured all of Burke County, Georgia, regardless of your district, or watching the money books, or critiquing the legal ones? Why is she asking that? I'm glad you asked. To answer your question, it's because on the road where myself and others live and love, and the church is located there, at any given time, is at risk of being seriously injured or tragically killed when driving on Glisson Road these days, or onto it from Highway 23 or Claxton Road, or from Zachariah Drive, where my home and the One in Christ Church is located. It's a tragedy waiting to happen if nothing is continued not to be done. So what's the problem? For starters, the greenery is almost as tall as the trees, and that's adding salt on an already open wound. Potholes, washed out sections, everything that you can name or talk about on an uncared for Burke County red clay road, a hit and miss partially gravel road. It's growing so wildly, you have to take a chance and pull out onto Glisson Road to see if anyone or anything is coming, and pray you don't get hit because you cannot see clearly. I'm sure it's other roads in Burke County, Georgia, that is in a similar hot mess. So tell me, who do we ask for help? The Burke County Road Department, who's still feeling their way around or out of that is not out in this type of area, or our District 4 Commissioner, Tommy Nix, who said he'll meet with us when it was during his election cycle. And it's almost 3 cycles. Really? That's a joke. But we're not laughing. Our county administrator, Mr. Murray Wardorf, passed it along, whom I'll get back to, or our Burke County attorney, Mr. Adam Nelson, whom tonight, for me, it would be a great time for you to give me the information, Mr. Nelson, I asked you for a few months ago, and maybe it wasn't as important for you, so you decided to break your word to a poor little citizen of my statute. Your quote, you will give me the information at the next meeting, which would have been June 2025 at that time. The legal information about our requirements about electing someone that lives in and is a commissioner in another county to Burke County's election supervisor. I'm still waiting. I will respectfully thank you when you provide that information. Besides, what am I thinking? Nowadays, it seems like moving the goalposts at will to keep from losing the game is the new rules and regulations in order to live up to today's morals, today's values, and being a person of your word. That's totally gone for the most.
Thank you, Ms. Ruby. That's 5 minutes. That we still dealing with the Hart Dairy pivot out there?
That was the quickest 5 minutes, but I do thank you for the time that you allowed me. Yes, we are still dealing with all the rules and regulations and the crooked and the not crooked, the this and that, and Tommy Nix, our Commissioner of District 4, we're still waiting for you to meet with us so we can have that discussion. And please bring the newly appointed planning person with you, so we would love to meet with them as well. Don't wait until your next election cycle. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ruby.
But now, part of what I took from that, Ron, is we need to cut some weeds on Glisson Road and get it in good shape and then we need to continue getting the right-of-way stuff, and we may need to send that out again. Okay, you do? All right.
Next on the list is Miss Letitia.
Good afternoon, everybody. Apologize for the shades on, but I just had cataract surgery, so I'm recovering. But this afternoon, I'm here because I'm very concerned. I was told that Straight Gate Church of God, which is located in Cobb Town, Midville, Georgia, we've been on a list for over 2 years, supposed to be number 1 on the top of the list. And to be on the top of the list for 2 years, that's, I don't know, how can you be on the top of a list for 2 years and nothing really have been accomplished or been done? And there's information out there saying that now someone want to have the road, what is it, paved?
Turn to private.
Have the road private. And so if our road's supposed to be paved, now somebody they got in the air that they want to turn the road private. The first concern a long time ago, like I say, it's been over 2 years, the concern was the right-of-way. We was given the right-of-way by Magruder Farm, the owner. The commissioner on the board said that it was cost too much to have it put there because of the wetland, et cetera, and et cetera. So you, the commissioner, y'all came up with a new plan. The new plan was set in motion to blacktop the road and to get the work done. And we are still waiting to get this road taken care of. So I want update. What is really happening here?
Well,
Nobody is being honest with us. We
Can
just
I,
being.
can I interrupt you just for 1 second? If
Okay,
you'll
go
wait,
ahead.
if you'll wait till tomorrow, you'll see equipment there. Am I right, Ron? The equipment will be there tomorrow to start putting crush and run on that road. And nobody
ain't
that
heard
I know
anything about
of
it,
has
right?
heard anything about
That's a
privatizing that
different
road.
What is crush and run?
The road already has a base. We have to go in and make drainage ditches and address the cover pipes and the crush and run. And crush and run is a concrete gravel mix that goes down on the road that we're gonna put down, a heavy base. And that was something we were discussing before the meeting of how thick a base we're gonna do. The asphalt, we don't have enough room to put asphalt in down there, so we're doing the absolute best that we can. And that's what we came up with, we all agreed on it, and
We agreed to have
we agreed,
oh,
the
okay.
commission. And so we're trying to address that, and as of tomorrow, we will be there. We were waiting to get some roads finished being done in Ms. Kelly's district, and it has taken a long time with the changing of the guard and also with the weather. But Mr. Ron told me that he is moving equipment that way tomorrow.
I would like to just say, so the crush and run, okay, is a combination of not just the small type of gravels, but is it also where you like going to put crush and run for like blacktop in the road?
There will be no blacktopping, no ma'am.
So you just basically, what you're talking about is just putting down gravels.
Well, it's a gravel base, yes, and it's gonna be from 305 all the way. Tell her, Ron, how far it's gonna be.
Okay, and so we were always told that the money was there for the road to be paved. So if it's just gonna be crush and run, that's something that we have had previously before in the past, and that eventually what that does, it works its way down into the dirt.
Well, I've actually visited your road on several occasions while it was raining, and y'all have a very solid base road, and that's why the decision was made. We had people come out from Reeves, and we had them all address it, look at it, and that was the recommendation they gave us.
But remember, years back that you all voted, you were not on the
No, ma'am.
commission at that time, the board, but the commissioners voted to have the road paved, because that's what we were advocating for, to get the road paved, and that it was supposed to be a swap.
Well, I
But-
think the situation was they couldn't get the right-of-way to get the road paved. And then there was some discussion about putting it through some wetlands, and I think the cost of that was
Yeah, the cost
exorbitant,
exceeded
so
$3 million.
they agreed they couldn't do that.
Well, it's
It would be
changed
the
hands
most-
several times too, hadn't it, Art?
Once, I know. But with the new road part coming in, that was gonna exceed $3 million, so it went well above what was set aside for the road.
But
Yes,
the main thing is, y'all have been promised that road work for years.
correct.
And the man said they'll be there tomorrow. Now, if that ain't true, then that's a different topic. But progress is coming. I think they're gonna give you a good job. Again, the money just wasn't feasible. It went way over $3 million. So I think you'll be happy with the final product. They're gonna move some drainage and reroute some water so we don't have water standing in the road. Put some new pipes in. And again, there will be gravel, crusher run, call it what you want to. I think you'll be happy with the situation.
And
It'll be much better than what you have now. And again, you've been promised certain things for many, many years. You've got not much, and they'll be there tomorrow. So let's see what we have, and again, I think you'll be happy with what you got. I think it'll definitely be better than what's there currently.
I'm trying to give you all I can give you. And I talked to Renzabel this morning, around lunch today, and we had a long conversation about it.
And may I ask,
Yes,
who
ma'am.
are you?
I am Commissioner One, I'm District One Commissioner Braswell. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so, Mr.
I am your
Bradshaw.
commissioner. Ma'am? Braswell.
Braswell,
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, so we'll see what that is like. I don't know. All I know in the past, it been a lot of crush and run coming out there. And like I said, when it rains real hard and you're constantly driving up and down that road, it works its way inside and it gets right back the way it was in the past.
I'm in the
So-
ag business, and to speak to Miss Ruby, I'm all over this county all the time. I'm on that road. I go past Straight Gate at least 4 or 5 times a month. So I'm on that road. I agree with you.
So-
At times, there are problems, but again, we can't predict the weather. I mean, those things are gonna happen. And you live on a dirt road, you bought property on a dirt road, it's been a dirt road since its inception. So we're trying to improve what you have. Everybody that lives on a dirt road can't expect a paved road. That's just not feasible for,
But you promised.
no, I did not, no ma'am.
No, not so much you, the board, I'm saying the commissioner.
Members of the board
The
promised you.
members on the team, I say, cause I don't know your name personally. You promised not, that we wouldn't have a paved road. The next thing you
45
said
minutes.
that we would get blacktop,
Blacktop is pavement.
yeah.
So
Well, no, it's paved is like on Highway 56 is smoother than blacktop. Blacktop is like that.
Miss Letitia, that's been 5 minutes, and,
Okay.
they gonna get out there
All
tomorrow
right.
and get started on it.
Well, thank you all.
All
We'll
right.
see.
Yes, ma'am, thank
So
you.
One question for Ron. What do you expect the length of time to finish? Okay, so it'll take 2 months, basically. Okay.
Depends on the weather.
It wasn't just gonna, what I was getting at, it just wasn't gonna be 1 or 2 days. but it's
Make it so
much
big,
work.
Can't get finished till you start.
That's right.
All right, so, we got 4 legal issues? 3, okay. I make a motion, we go to executive session to discuss 3 legal matters.
Is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Nick, second by Commissioner Lively. All in favor? It's unanimous.